Welcome back to the garage here at Basin Motorsports. I'm Canaan, and if you remember last year, I took my Corvette on a first road rally. About 900 something miles in a weekend, and one of the things I came away with was that I needed better tools. So the Corvette really doesn't have a lot of storage space. Has some, but definitely you don't want to add something with a lot of weight that takes a lot of space up. And one of the things I really need in the Corvette is an air compressor. Now the Corvette trunk really doesn't allow for a spare, so having an air compressor on the road would be a huge benefit. So this year I'm going to add something, an Airmoto smart air pump to the Corvette. Now knowing that the Corvette doesn't have a lot of space, I really was concerned with having something lightweight that didn't take up a lot of room. And I can tell you the box from the Airmoto itself is about the size of my hand, so that already is a good thing. It's not very heavy, it's probably 2-3 pounds at that, and well, maybe about the size of a brick that will fit inside the console, could fit in the glove box or in the trunk pretty easy. Now inside the box, what you'll find is that you have the unit itself, which again is pretty small. It's basically the size of a king-size candy bar. It has a carrying case, a charge cord. Inside the bag there are 3 different tips you can use to help inflate multiple things such as sports equipment. You have a little blower there, and then an extra cap, and then you have your instructions, which is in multiple languages, which help. Now the first part is in English. Reading through it, it's pretty easy. You just find that you just charge it with a normal wall outlet, and the unit itself comes pre-charged, so you're ready to go as soon as it comes out of the box. All right, now to go ahead and get this started, or to use it, we are just going to use it for a tire here on the Corvette, just for the demonstration. Now, the hose itself is already contained in there. There's a little push button on the bottom. You just push it with your finger, pops it up, and you just slide the hose out. Now you can just connect it up into the top, just like that. Now I'm going to connect this end to the tire itself. And there's a release valve on the left-hand side that releases air. So the Corvette right now is set at 30 psi on the tire. That's where it should be. I'm going to connect this end up to the tire. I'm going to use the release valve to let air out. And then I'm going to set this for 30 psi, hit start, and I'm going to walk away because this thing is automatic. It'll automatically set my tire to 30 psi, and I don't have to adjust anything. All right, so with the air pump now connected up to the tire there, just use the left-hand side. We'll just let out some air here just to get it down to a lower PSI for demonstration. Now, if you have to inflate a complete tire from, basically atmosphere or 15 PSI, only takes a few minutes. And again, you can just preset it, walk away from it, and it'll do all the work for you. All right, now we're gonna turn the unit on, so we're gonna hold the center button here. Hold it for 3 seconds, you'll see the lights bar go across the top, and it'll say on. Now once it's turned on, you can hold the up piece if you want an LED light to come on. So there's an LED if you need it to be able to see. Just go ahead and turn it back off. You can then use the bottom button here to adjust the setting. Now you'll notice here it'll scroll across the top, so that's bicycle. And you'll notice it changes the preset pressure too. This is a sports equipment, so it shows a basketball. It shows custom, which is just kind of a human indicator. This presets to 100 psi. You've got automobile or motorcycle. So I'm going to scroll back through to automobile. Again, I set it to 30 psi. Now if I need to go 30, I'll just hit the plus sign. I can just continually go up if I need to. But I'm just going to go back down here to 30. It says currently it's at 18 psi. So we're just going to hit start and walk away. So that took a little less than 10 minutes to do, to change from 18, which was the actual reading, to the preset of 30, so they now match. And I am done, so I can take this off. And I brought just a manual gauge just to check myself since this is the first time using it, but I'm pretty confident 30 is going to be 30. And that is it. I'm done. And again, if I need some light, I can just put on the LED using the up button here. And there you go. I've got some light to work on if it's dusk, dawn, or somewhere in the dark. And they're using the manual gauge just to double check for my own curiosity. Dead set 30 psi. Now the unit itself is supposed to be plus or minus 1 psi, but I'll tell you what, bam, 30 on the spot. Now also one thing it says to note is that the air coming out here is going to be a little warm, and I can tell you just by touching this metal connection piece, it's a little warm, so just be careful as you touch things. They're going to be warm because you're pushing compressed air through there, or you don't need to worry about burns. Now that I'm done, I can just take off the attachment there, slide it in there, you push it down in until it locks. There it is. Now the unit is safe for storage. Now I'm going to go ahead and double check that this is fully charged for the next time I need it. So I could just use a plug in here with the charge cord that comes with it, and it'll be ready to go. Now if I don't want to put it in the bag itself and put it in there, I can always put it in the box. Like I showed you, it's less than the size of my hand. It'll fit in the console here in the Corvette or in a side compartment in the Suburban, and I'll always have an on-demand air compressor as needed for anything I do. So if you guys want to check out what the specs on this are or get one for yourself, check the links in the description. I have a link directly to the Airmoto site itself and over to Amazon so you can purchase one for your car or 2 or 3, whatever you need. So that's it for this time from Basin Motorsports. Canaan is out.